Hey everybody, welcome to the POS podcast. It is episode 171, and we are back from being at a couple of conventions. We've been very, very busy the past 2 weeks. Me and Jax went to 2 conventions the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
Saber and Hero were going to be at the last one, but Hero decided not to go, and Saber got COVID, so he couldn't go. But yeah, I guess we'll start off talking about those things because that's what we've been up to for the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
The first one we went to was MomoCon, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. It's super cool. It's always delightful to see everyone again. It's always like super cool just to be in that environment with a bunch of like nerds and like see like people from different sections of like fandoms just come together and like have fun together and meet all these people. So yeah, super cool.
Yeah. I was surprised that they actually had more people there than in 2019. Had over 42,000 attendees.
They were con starved. That made sense to me because it was like, oh yeah, we haven't been to a convention. We haven't been to MomoCon officially since 2019.
Yeah.
That is like damn near 3 years. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. We put on a lot of panels there. A few of them were full.
Very full.
Yeah. Like it was like the Cartoon Smasher Pass panel that we did. That one was crazy. Race, actually, AC Race Pass, he filmed all of the panels, and he's been uploading the vlogs from MomoCon because it was his first time actually being there. And he's uploaded a couple of panels so far. He uploaded the How to YouTube and the What the Hell is Live, where Saber showed us a couple of really weird Christian animated like shorts.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
that's what he does best.
And we also did our first non-Pony Who's line at MomoCon.
And it went really well.
Yeah. Especially
I was like, damn.
Yeah, especially since some things were a little last minute with the setup and everything, because we didn't have like a stage that we usually have for Who's Line. It was very narrow. Like I didn't have a table to sit at as to read off the games and everything. I just sat in a chair while the others acted out the scenes.
Are you talking about Who's Line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Who's Line? Because it was one.
Who's Line? Yeah, that's what I said.
Who's Line? Okay.
Was it anyway?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I look forward to going next year as well. And then yeah, me and Jax went to Winnie City this past weekend. And Race was also there. Which a much smaller con.
Oh yeah, much smaller. Yeah. It was like it seemed like I know they said there was like 500 people there, but it seemed like there was like 100 people there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like with cons that small, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people there at any given time because people are all around the hotel and like going like to eat and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which it's interesting because back in February at HarmonyCon they had about 800 people there.
Oh wow.
Which it did feel bigger than Winnie City because of how many people were there compared to Winnie City. But this one I think they said it was about the same amount of people they had on the first convention that they held there. So yeah, it was much more chilled out. We were just like doing a few panels and everything. I bought a few things from con vendors and everything. Jax, what did you think of the convention? And I guess the food we ate because like that was
okay. Yeah, I'll rank all my food. I have it all in my Fitness Pal. So I ate Portillo's a lot because that's what was there. So what did I get there the first day? Let me see. All right, so let me go back. That was Thursday. So I ruined my Chicago pizza. I didn't ruin it. My Chicago pizza experience, because I was like so hungry when I got off the airplane. I ate a Chicago pizza at the airport just because I was like, I'm just so fucking hungry. So that was very mid. So I had that. But then I had Portillo's and damn, stupid freaking cut in my mouth. Funny enough, I don't have the thing because I tested myself, but I have a cut in my mouth. But whatever. So I had a hot dog. Hot dog was pretty good, but it wasn't like mind-blowingly good because like the way I rank things now is just like you got to give me a euphoric experience like the cheese curds from freaking Rock Bottom, which sadly RIP rip. And so like all the food there was just like, oh, Portillo's pretty good. I like the hot dogs, pretty good. Paleo ruined the chili dog for me as soon as I like was about to eat it because he had to say some nasty shit. And so like, I was just like, I can't fucking like. So like, I put it away till later. It was he said some fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I should have had that chili dog. Some weird shit like that. Nasty bastard. I thought the cheese sauce at Portillo's was really good. I love the cheese sauce. That was really good.
Yeah,
the fries
they have
were
like
good.
the best like crinkly fries.
Oh yeah, their crinkly fries and cheese fries were really good. The chocolate cake was pretty good the first day. I had like a slice of it. It wasn't anything like to write home about. The chocolate cake by itself was pretty good. And then the next day I had, let me go to Friday. I had a Portillo's cheeseburger. That was disappointing. That was like actually like genuinely disappointing to me. I was like, this is bland and all that stuff. So I was like, it's okay. Had the onion rings too. Those were kind of mid as well. And then what else? Then that was the day we had Giordano's. And Giordano's was the first time I've ever had a Chicago deep dish pizza. And like Hiro said, it was good, but it wasn't like, it didn't blow my mind. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I was just like, it wasn't like a euphoric experience like I thought it was going to be. I was just like, oh no, it's good. It was good. It was good pizza. Good pizza. And then after that, we had this is Saturday. Portillo's again. Yeah, so I had the Italian beef sandwich with cheese sauce in it. That was actually really good. That was like that beef sandwich was like a really good sandwich. I like that a lot. Then we went to that, what was it? Illuminati's.
Yeah, Illuminati's.
Yeah, Illuminati. I'm just gonna be real. I have a tainted thing of that now because like I bit into that pizza and I think like something was up with the crust, like it was firmer than the other one, and it like it cut like the upper gum like really deep, like it cut the upper gum of my lip. So like since Saturday, I've had this like really deep cut in my gums, and it's like really hard for me to eat like solid food. So I've just been eating like baby food for the last week. I've just eaten yogurt, mashed potatoes, and eggs. And like anytime I try to eat anything else that's too hot or too cold, like it freaking hurts like hell. It even hurts to like drink water. I have to drink it like at room temperature. So it's sucky. So I'm dealing with that right now, but it'll heal. That's good. But I had that. The pizza there, I'm going to be real. I thought on it because I took it back to the room and I compared both the Giordano's and that. And I like the Giordano's better personally. I don't know. I just liked it better. Like I like the taste a bit more. So that was it. Next day, Sunday, final day, we had
Pumas.
Yeah, we had La Pumas, but we also had Portillo's again. And I just got we had it like 4 days in a row. Well, I had it 4 days in a row. The Italian beef sandwich again, I got pretty damn good. I also got a chocolate cake shake because Race would not leave me alone about it. And it was good, but for what it was, like the way it was being hyped up to me, I thought like it was going to be like, again, an orgasmic experience, but it just was how it sounds, like cake and a shake, which was like, I could make this at home with ice cream and stuff like that. And it was just like,
I could make this at home.
Yeah, I know. I know it's true, but that's what I felt when I had it. I was like, this is really good, but it's not something I couldn't like make at home. Like again with the cheese curds at Rock Bottom, I could not make those at home no matter how hard I tried. Like those were just like a gift from like food of the gods. I don't know how to explain it. They were just good. And then we had La Plumas, and La Plumas again, pretty good. Not mind-blowingly good, but there. So I would say most of the food there was like it was pretty damn good, but it wasn't anything that made me like go, oh, like those cheese curds were. But it was pretty fun. Con was fun. I got to see people there. Like it's always fun to see familiar faces. And it was super chill. It was just very chill for most of the weekend. Like me and Paleo for most of the time, it was like, I love how Saber, you posted that thing in the chat. It was like, we don't see Jackson Paleo adventures all the time. It was just like, that was pretty much what it was. It was just like, we're just going out, hanging, like, you know, we went to the mall
Race
a
didn't
couple
get
times.
there until Friday night because his plane was delayed for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, his plane didn't get there till like, he didn't get there till like 6 or 7 p.m. So it was like, Yeah, and it was just it was fun. It was just like we just literally for most of the time we were hanging out, we just either we watched shows, which we'll talk about later, or we ordered some food. Paleo bought me dinner, the sly dog. Okay, he like got me back with that. So yeah, that was good. And yeah, the last day we started, we went to draw in the lobby. I thought that was fun. Like we had like a bunch of artists around.
We were hanging out with a bunch of the artists after the con.
Yeah, that was super fun. That was like super fun just because I haven't drawn in forever. So like I was literally like they were showing me stuff like, oh, draw it like this, draw it like this. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time. And then we had the after party, which is fun.
The party is the after party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun though. Yeah, it was a pretty chilled out, relaxing weekend.
Yeah. Hero and Saber, you have any thoughts about MomoCon or stuff you've done since then?
It was fun playing rhythm games at MomoCon. Wow, shocker, crazy. Now, it was fun doing panels with y'all at MomoCon. It was, again, surprised at how well Whose Line went. I wasn't on Whose Line, made it sound like I was. But because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried about like Whose Line. I was like, oh god, how's it gonna go over with the anime?
Yeah.
I felt the same way.
But yeah, it worked out. So it was just a good time all around.
Yeah, that was good. Like I'm so glad the Whose Line did good, stuff like that. And then same with like all the panels that we were doing. I love that.
Yeah, I'm also glad it went well at Winnie City too, because like with Saber not there, it was like, well, how are we gonna do some of these things?
No, that was like such a fucking annoying thing because I was just like, oh god, I gotta fucking step. Because like for me, it was just I am not good with improv lines on the spot. I'm good with like physical stuff. If you need me to do physical stuff or make noises, that is my strength. I can do that. But like if you ask me to like do quotes or like lines on the spot, I'm just I'm like a deer in the headlights. I don't like what do you want me to say or something like that. Like even when we were at what you call it? Freaking the cartoon court. Cartoon court.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like the only reason I was just like, oh, I gotta step up because Gabe has no idea what Steven Universe is. So like, I'll just do my best. All right, fine. So like
you
that.
Did a good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I try.
It's funny, yeah. With the same thing for me, honestly. Like they were like, "Come rip on this movie," which is fun. It's challenging to me, so I appreciate it. It's like the kind of challenge that I can do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's like, oh gosh, I haven't said anything. I have to say something.
that is exactly how I felt during freaking Whose Line, because there was just like this one. There's that one game where you have to switch places with someone. You just say change, and I'm just like, can I just like sit here and not change at all? Or will that like mess up the flow? And I'm just like, fuck, I better change. So
I gave Claire negative points at HarmonyCon for not saying change enough.
Oh yeah. Nice. Damn.
I was surprised the hoedown went as well as it did. Because me and Jax weren't involved in that one. We just had Silver and Race do 2 hoedowns each, and they did really well.
They did. Yeah, Silver Quill, he's a champion. Silver, he is such a champion at like just improv, and there's certain things where I was just like, oh, I'm so glad Silver Quill is here just to talk about this, because I cannot do this. Okay.
Anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about before we go to the topics? We have a lot here, so we're probably gonna
I could jump into those quickly.
After these messages, we'll jump right in.
All right. But if you want to ask questions, you can ask us on Twitter or use a super chat. I know we already have some super chats, so we'll get to those later on the second half of the show. So anyway, topics. Let's start with Obi-Wan, which I think Jax has watched. Saber, have you watched any
Yes.
I've watched 3 episodes so far.
of it? Okay.
3 episodes.
So you guys
Yeah.
can talk about Obi-Wan. I haven't seen any of it yet.
Okay. Well, I'll say this to start things off. There's a lot of stuff in there, like there's a lot of like drama going on behind the scenes with like this actor shit, and that's just I want to just cover that. This is some bullshit. Like it always is. It's just like, oh yeah, that we hate this character, so we hate the actor, which is just so stupid. Like they do this over and over again, and it's just like Star Wars fans, chill the fuck out. Like the character is annoying, and like that's how I guess she's written and stuff like that. So it's just kind of whatever. Like I was just kind of like, oh, this person's like really annoying me. And then they have certain things they do where like there's this big plot point in like season 2. Like we'll just talk. Do we want to talk spoilers, or is it just?
I mean, I haven't seen it, so.
I mean, are you gonna watch it? Like, did you
I'm
watch
probably gonna
Boba
watch
Fett?
it.
Okay. I won't say anything. Okay, so there's this like development that happens with a person where they know something that should only be known to like a couple people, and it's just like, well, how do you know that? And then there's other stuff that goes on with like there's so many things that I look at and I go like, wait, and didn't they say this in A New Hope? So like and then like there's so many bits like that, but I'll say like Ewan McGregor, he's great as Obi-Wan. Like it's fun to see him. Like it's great to see him like back as Obi-Wan. Characters, Hayden Christensen back as Vader, and I'll say this: they made Vader fucking scary as shit. Like I fucking love how ruthless they made him, because like he, when you first see him, like it's just like, oh fuck, dude, this guy's he does something really. I was like surprised because it was on Disney Plus. He does some shit that is like really fucked up in episode 3. I was like, did you just do that on this network of all networks? I'm like, okay, like okay, child murder. But then there's this whole thing with how they're fighting. The fighting I had a bit of an issue with. Like I thought the choreography for it was just a bit. It seemed very fan filmy instead of like actual like. Oh, I was hoping this would be more intense. But of course they there is something. I won't spoil it, but there is something which says they have to have another fight before the series ends, or else it doesn't make sense in A New Hope. So like that I thought was cool when they had their like battle and stuff like that. But overall, I'm enjoying the scenes with characters I know. That's what I'll say. I'm enjoying the scenes with like, I love seeing Vader. I love seeing Obi-Wan, and then some stuff with like other characters coming in like that. There are some characters that like get on my nerves, but for the most part, I'm just like, I just want to see these characters interact because it's been too long and it's great to see that. So yeah.
Saber, you have any thoughts?
It's pointless, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about pointless Star Wars stuff in a bit. Because there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of pointless, where I think Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan is cool casting, but I don't know, there's just moments where I feel like the sets are empty, the world feels empty,
Agreed.
some of the logic feels silly. I just feel like it's a bit half-baked, with some elements that are exceptional, but overall I'm just being cynical and critical while watching it, and I'm like, I should just turn this off and watch something that actually doesn't give me a tumor. So like, I say a tumor, that's compared to the shit I usually watch, but like,
all right, I was say, wait a minute.
I guess to me, it's a different type of pain because it's just corporate franchise.
Yeah, it is corporate bullshit. There's a lot of stuff that you look at. No, like, okay, for example, this isn't a spoiler, this is to add on to it, but like there's a lot of stuff with like Disney Star Wars that they do with like lightsabers, where it's just like, okay, if you get hit by a lightsaber, I don't give a fuck who you are, like some part of your body should come off, or like you should be like dead like instantaneously if you got slashed there. But they're making it seem like they're fucking electric batons, where it's just like shit like that, and it's just like, what? That should have fucking decapitated or cut your arm or done this shit. I don't care what your armor is. No, that's fucking bullshit. And then there's a bunch of other stuff where it's just like, this feels like what Saber was saying, very corporate with certain things, where it's like, we have to do this because blah 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 and blah blah blah, and it's just like, shut up.
There was a scene or a few scenes in episode 3 that I was just laughing to myself, where it's like they're on this planet that are like, it's like a very sparse farm planet with like some mountains. They're obviously filming in California, And
the
you
Trump
got
supporter.
two of the not it's not even necessarily that, because like it's like they look at the horizon and they're like, this planet's dominated by the Empire. And it had like a farmer, like it reminded me of the peasants from Monty Python, like who are digging for mud, except you got 3 stormtroopers who were assigned to watch this, farmer dig for mud. And I'm like, this is like you're trying to get across the point that it's like, yes, the Empire is here, they have a presence. Like it just felt very silly and illogical. And then in the very same episode, there's a great scene where you have this one Inquisitor character, where she lands on this Imperial like ocean base, and you follow her, and the sets look pretty cool. And I'm like, this is neat. Like this is actually well done. And then I'm like, but then like there'll be another set where it just feels half baked or like just incomplete with its vision. I can't help but feel that like Star Wars is just an assembly line of a product, and I can't get over that. I'm hopeful for Taika Waititi's vision of whatever he gets his hands on with Star Wars, because he actually has half a brain, but I don't know. The end.
Bacon Boy says, what's better, Obi-Wan Kenobi or Book of Boba Fett? Well, Book of Boba Fett picked up when it became The Mandalorian season 3. So I'll say that. But then like every other episode was just kind of mid. Like I just really thought it was a very mid show. Like Paleo again, like you don't have to watch Book of Boba Fett. Just watch like an episode where Mandy comes back, and then like you're like watch those episodes and you're like good. Yeah, good old Mandy.
All right. Let's start going through these quickly. Anyway, next thing, Stranger Things season 4. Jax, you said you watched all of it, right?
Yeah, I watched all of that.
So did I.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will say this as a 80s horror fan, there were so many references I was catching, like not only with just like the villain, but with like certain aesthetic choices, but also like the music choices too, where I was just like, that sounds very much like this certain villain right here. So I was like, I love that. I love catching all those things. And then like the main villain is like an amalgam of like several 80s slashers and Stephen King villains, stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is so perfect. And they even bring like the actor for one of those 80s slashers back. And I was just like, that got me so hype when I saw
they wear their inspiration on their sleeves for the show, and that's okay.
Yeah. That got me like really hyped. But overall, I would say there's a lot of stuff this season that I really enjoyed how brutal it was. Like I wasn't expecting it, like because like, Stranger Things has always been brutal. Like freaking season 3, I remember thinking when fucking Mind Flayer was like making that like giant monster of people, I thought like I remember prior to that, I thought like, oh, he's possessing all of these men, women, and children. They'll be, fine. It's like Power Rangers the movie when Ivan Ooze did it,
right?
And then he was just possessing people, but then it's like, nope, they're dead. Every single one of them, mush, just dead. And I was just like, that's fucked up. That's really kind of fucked up what happens there. Shit. Like it's really kind of traumatic when you think about it. But then like this season, they start going their slasher movie route. And the way these people die, it's just horrific. It's just like, fuck, dude. Like shit, like you fucking pretzel motherfucker, shit like that. And it's just like, what the hell's going on here? And so like, it's so gory. And it's so intense, but then there are some things that irk me a bit. Like okay, like the bullies, of course, they're like those Stephen King.
Yeah. You told me a bit about that.
Yeah, no, it pisses me off so much because these bullies, they're doing shit in front of the teacher, and they're just like, hey, or like there's no adults around where all these people are doing this, and it's like, okay. There's a level of like bullying where it's understandable, but then there's a level where it's just like, no, these teachers are just irresponsible. That happens in like a lot of like Stephen King books though. Like freaking, if you look at 2017's It, like the bullies in that movie, it's just like they're fucking carving a fat kid's stomach. Like what the fuck? I know it's outside school, but like real talk, like they're getting away with this. And it's just like, it's insane. Like I honestly, there was a moment that gave me like a PTSD like flashback moment to when I used to bully this guy. I was like, no, fuck that. But then the payoff like was good. But like there's so much that goes on with like the characters and like 11 going learning how to get her like powers back, because like if you remember like in season 3 at the very last episode, she was like having her powers not work as effectively, like I don't have my powers. And so I thought that was pretty interesting how like they went about like, you know, getting her to go through her freaking Super Saiyan training and shit like that. So that was cool. But like for the most part, since I'm not trying to spoil anything, I'll just say I had a lot of fun with it. I think I liked it more. I did like it more than book 3 because I forget what it was in like season 3. There was like I think there was like 2 or 3 scenes in season 3 that made me just got I'm not vibing with this as much as other. I still liked it, but I just wasn't vibing as much as like the other 2. But then this one I just because I'm such a horror geek, I think I just vibed with this a lot more with like certain things. And then there's a lot of just crazy stuff that goes on and revelations. And then like freaking it's funny that what's his name? What's the cop's name? He was just in Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Hopper?
Hopper, yeah, Hopper.
Well,
Because it was funny because Hopper is showed before in a Russian prison. So it's just like it just feels like Black Widow from another perspective because it's just like this is literally Black Widow in another perspective because it's just that's how it was going Red Guardian again. But that was funny. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
You have anything to say, Saber, about Stranger Things?
I thought that I think bringing in an antagonist that isn't a force of nature, but instead a being with its own words and strategizing and definitely gives me Pennywise vibes. It hit better.
And Kruger.
Right, and absolutely Kruger. That is definitely the character they're paying homage to this almost a semester.
And also Pinhead too.
I can see the Pinhead. Yeah, I see
yeah,
that.
because like there's a lot. There's like several. I'll tell after when we like go full when they finish the season.
Yeah, when they do
all of us. Yeah,
volume
I'll go full in depth because like there's so many nerdy things. I'm like that's a reference to that shit like this.
Yeah, when are they doing volume? Are they doing that next month?
Yeah, it comes out July.
Okay.
And it's not the final season. They still have season 5 to do. I'm sorry, Saber. Go on. You were saying.
No, wait. So they only released half the episodes?
No, they released the last 2 episodes are going to be 2 hours each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like a main character dying is definitely on the table here, so we'll see.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
I'm getting a little bit bored with 11, to be honest.
Right.
I guess her going back and doing her thing. This is hard to do without us having spoilers. Whatever. There were some scenes during her in the last 3 episodes or 4 episodes with her with the location she was in. I'm like, I'm getting bored, and maybe it's a me problem. But like with the kids split off in their different like raid groups, I'm like, that's fun. That's where the chemistry. That's where it feels like there's some good just vibes to them going on adventures and trying to stop the big bad. So.
Right.
11 always feels like it's their ace up their sleeve, and I'm getting a little bit bored with it. So, that being said, her getting acclimated into the real life, day to day of being a normie, that's much more interesting to me. But I think I'm in the minority for that. Whatever.
Right. Because I know, like in the first couple episodes, a lot of characters were irritating me with how they just wouldn't say certain things. Where it's just like, just have a conversation about this. But I understand because they're teenagers and they don't want to talk about certain things. But it's just like there's a lot of moments where I'm glad, like in I think like Ep 3 that started getting shut down. But I was like, if you just talked about this wouldn't be such an issue. Or it's like I hope this drama doesn't last for this long because it's just like blah 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 and blah blah blah. And then like there are certain things where like freaking what's the I say I almost did a spoiler there. Well, I mean it's not really a spoiler because you kind of pick up from the other. What's the one who is possessed called? Like
Max?
What's his name? Is that Will?
Oh, yeah, he's the one who was in the Upside Down in the first season.
Yeah, okay, Will.
Yeah.
So like there's like a whole scene where like Will sees her being like picked on by like all these people. It's just like this is right. It's just like jump in, say something. Like stop being a bitch. Like what the fuck, dude? Like seriously, it's just like that's your adopted sister. Like go say something. But it's just I know he is kind of a bitch, but it's just he that was just bothering me. Or like him like not telling his brother like and the high dude, he was hit or miss for me. The guy,
yeah, he was obviously new comedy relief character, which hit or miss. I agree.
Right, yeah. So that's how I felt with him.
We'll see. At least it's better than season 3. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, damn straight.
All right. Next thing, The Boys, season 3.
The Boys.
Finished
first three
the
episodes
first
came
batch.
out. Saber, have you seen the first 3 episodes?
Watched it yesterday with Laura.
Cool.
That first episode had me and Paleo traumatized. We were laughing so hard.
We
in the
were
room.
laughing very hard at
That
a
shit.
certain scene.
That shit. It was like one of those like fucking.
Oh wait,
dog
I'm thinking
slides.
of 2 scenes. Because I'm thinking
Well,
of,
there's a-
I'm thinking of the one at the orgy. We were we were laughing really
Yeah.
hard at that.
Right.
But then the other scene where we were just reminded of race.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. That shit was great. Like that because it really was just like Homelander is fucking evil AC
Ruined
race best.
Homelander for me. You ruined him. Ever since you all made the comparison, like I just
Because he does the smile.
Yeah, he does the tilt where he's like,
"Hey, Train, you're a fat fuck." Shit like that. It's just
The
like,
only difference is obviously that Homelander has like unbridled rage beneath the surface, while Race is more of this smug, like passive aggressive, like I'll speak my mind.
Right.
So with that being said, the delivery with the facial expressions, I absolutely see it now.
Right.
You all ruined the show.
It's
Or you
so
made
good.
or
It
you
makes
made
it better. Ruined or made it better because it's race now. This
yeah.
like that was crazy. But, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I am interested to see where the season goes. Since it seems like Homelander's a bit unhinged now, even more
Yeah.
than before.
It's much better than the comic version, personally. Like honestly, like I think like we're at this point now where we can talk about the comic stuff without giving away. It's not like Invincible, where Invincible's like if you read the comics for
Yeah,
Invincible
like
and you watch the show for Invincible, it's like you can they change some stuff in the show, but the narrative seems to like stay the same. But with the boys, there's so much stuff that has just changed completely from the comics that it's just like, oh, like you could talk about the comics freely and just be like, oh, this is different. Like for instance, like Black Noir, like the way they did that, like that is completely 100% different than how they did the comic books. And I was like, oh wow, that's very interesting that you're going this route now. So okay, wow.
My favorite character in the show, besides Homelander, who I mean, yeah,
It's race, so you love him.
Oh gosh, here I'm saying he's my favorite, but his name blank. Gus
Bill
from
Butcher.
Breaking Bad. The
the
guy. Is this Sam? No,
from Breaking Bad.
Who are you talking about?
He's the CEO of VOT.
Stan.
Yeah.
Stan, thank you. That actor's he has a commanding presence on screen, and he also has that level of smugness, but it's dressed up in this Go ahead.
I was gonna say I watched the Double Twister review, and there's a scene where they have a flashback, and like they have a guy act as him, or it's like, wait, that's supposed to be him, because the actor that they got for like the flashback is like, you're just kind of like trying to do his mannerisms.
Right. No, it's true. Race just saw this text. Hop in if you want. Hop in if you want. That's what I'll say. And so yeah, like I think there is a lot of stuff in the Boys show which is just like it's so well done, it's so captivating, it like gets you with these characters where it's just like you wonder what's going to happen next, because you realize like, yeah, fuck, there's no way for them to stop Homelander. Like there's just not like you can't do anything with it. It's just like he's just that fucking like big a deal. Like he's just like I'm that guy. And so it is so like you're wondering like, okay, what are they gonna do? And then they have this whole like Soldier Boy shit. Soldier Boy hit him. And so it's just like they have this whole thing going on with that where they're trying to figure out how to like take him down. And it's like it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Like it's just like there's so much stuff that like because I remember like reading through the comic stuff a bit like a long time ago, but it's just like so different now where I'm just like I'm captivated what's going to happen. Like because I don't know. Like they take in some aspects of like, oh yeah, well it's like the Temp V. I thought the Temp V was a nice little aspect that they brought in from the con, because they used to have that.
It reminded me because like the Diabolical shorts that they came out with sort of like previewed that a little bit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, they previewed that. So I thought that was like really, really cool. But for the most part, it's just it's a great show. It's a great fucking series. One little thing I just found out today, which I thought was funny, was because like you see Homelander like butt ass naked in one episode, and I was like, and this isn't like me body shaming or anything like that, but like you always see him in that like suit, and he's like, oh, I thought he would be like a bit more like muscular or something like that, but then the actor who plays Soldier Boy, the one from Supernatural, he was talking about how like he worked out a lot for the role, like, and he like worked out for like 8 months straight just to get in shape for the role. And then freaking Homelander's actor came up to him and he's just like, yo, mate, why don't you just ask him to put muscles in your suit? You wasted all your fucking time, shit like that. And he just like started laughing. He's just like, what? So he just had like a dead look on his face. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, fun, brutal series.
Family.
The whole, truly for the whole family. Yes, the whole family.
All right. Next up, let's talk about. I think only Saber can talk. If Reese comes in, he can probably talk about it too. Is Bob's Burgers?
I need to see that.
Saber, did you go see that with Laura?
I did.
How was it?
I thought it was a decent film. In a nutshell, so I don't spoil. I know one of the main reasons why people would want to watch this film is because it's 2D. We don't get it on the big screen too often. There were some nice, fun, fluid moments and bouncy animation, but nothing to where it's like blowing my mind. Fun musical numbers. It felt like a long episode, which meant that there were pacing issues, in my opinion, in the very middle. But it never overextended or overplayed its hand. The movie stayed very true to its original vision of its setting with its family, the restaurant, and how it comes across as like what is a massive problem to them is in the grand scheme, like, it's a school project or a relative's being a butt or someone's being a jerk to Bob, like the health inspector. It's like that. It's just a slightly grander scope, but nothing to where it outgrows the setting itself. So, I thought it was a fine movie. I thought it was just fine.
Cool.
Okay.
How does it compare to like the Simpsons movie? Because I know a lot of people are like comparing it to that, saying like the Simpsons movie was better technically, but
well, I guess part of why people feel that way is that the Simpsons movie felt like it could have been a conclusion for the series,
right?
While Bob's Burgers,
I was gonna say, we're doing this too much.
Someone speak.
It's like because I've been hearing that the Bob's Burgers, like the stakes in that movie, aren't quite as like big as what they were in the Simpsons movie.
No, which is why I say it feels more like a long episode compared to a grand movie. The Simpsons movie was definitely them upping the ante by a considerable margin, and it felt like it could have been the conclusion for the series. And I kind of wish it was.
Same.
In my mind, it was. In that regard, yes, it was a better movie because I think The Simpsons had a lot more leading up to this moment, especially with Homer needing to be a better father and husband. For Bob, he's never had that issue. It's been more of this grand stress of just trying to keep the family from collapsing, the business going under. He's always put forth good effort as a father, which is a big drawing feature for Bob's Burgers. Is it drills more into the wholesome aspect of a family compared to something like Family Guy. I'd say Bob's Burgers shares more similarity to King of the Hill than it does to The Simpsons or Family Guy. But where like the father's more of the straight man, while the rest of the cast are the ones who stir the pot.
It's literally called Family Guy, and it couldn't be less about being a good father.
Yeah, Peter's on the villain wikia.
I fully believe that.
It might have made more sense in like the first like couple seasons of Family Guy, but no, not anymore.
But yeah, the first few seasons of Family Guy, like Peter's like fucking actually cares about Meg and Chris and Stewie and all that stuff. And then like nowadays, like it's like very hints, like it's spurred in. Like the last time I think I saw Peter care for Meg was when he was like, I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. When he was like, because some guy
that was like a decade ago.
That was a decade ago?
More than a decade ago.
Like, I thought that was when it came. Wait, what season was that?
Yeah, that's when it like first came back, I think.
Are you sure? Because I feel like that was from like 2000. I know it was a decade ago, but I was like, not because I'm thinking because I have this weird like brain memory of Family Guy where it's just like I used to watch it on Fox, then it got taken off. Then I used to obsessively watch it on Adult Swim.
Can remember
and then
what episode that's from, tell us.
Yeah, what episode was that? Because was that from the 2000? Because I stopped watching Family Guy around 2011. So yeah, I know it was a decade ago, but still, like that's. I'm not. That. Really?
Yeah.
Let me see. I just want to talk to. Because I know Peter's killed a lot of people with shotguns before. I just want to talk to Family Guy. Oh. So yeah, if that that just it makes Hero's point even more valid, where Peter has just been a shit father for so long. So yeah, there you go. So there you go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, Brian said it's 2007. That makes sense.
Oh wow, yeah, there you go. Shit, damn.
Years.
Damn, that one was 2007. Shit. All right, wow.
But anyway,
so yeah, Peter's been a shit father since then. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, Bob's Burgers. I still need to go see it. But yeah. Would you recommend it, Saber?
Yeah,
Is it like a rental?
I wouldn't go see it in theaters again. I mean, I only mainly did because 2D on the big screen, and
2D on the big screen.
But
2D on the big screen.
I'd say I'd put it more in the streaming ballpark. Like it's on like a Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus. I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it.
It's funny that Bob's Burgers gets a theatrical movie before Family Guy. For how much Family Guy makes fun of Bob's Burgers. Anyway, next thing. Prehistoric Planet. I watched
Have fun.
Yeah. This one over
I've
here,
not seen it.
he hates dinosaurs.
I hate that. I said it myself. I hate dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs piss him off. Man, fucking bitch ass dinosaurs think they better than everyone with their fucking feathers. Shit.
That's what I said.
Yeah, see,
or
I
the
hate
lack thereof. Who even knows? Even the scientists don't know what the fuck. Like,
yeah, fuck these scientists.
We know.
Apparently,
there's like
how do you know?
That have fossil evidence.
Excuse me, have you ever seen a dinosaur? Bet. Okay.
Well, I have. They're birds right outside.
So I've heard some online discourse about like if you like dinosaurs, then count your lucky stars that Prehistoric Planet came out and do not watch Jurassic World 3 is what I've been told. And
I've heard that a lot. Like I've heard from a bunch of people who've seen Jurassic World 3. It's just like, yeah. But I did a whole so I'm going to assume, Paleo, that means that the thing
that much more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna assume my reenactment in the hotel room comes true, Paleo. That's all I'm gonna guess right now. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't wait for Race to post that.
Yeah. I've from like the people that are like in the Jurassic like Twitter or whatever. I've been hearing very mixed things of like people who really like it, people who just like kind of like it, or like people who think it's like
Prehistoric or Jurassic?
Jurassic World Dominion. But for Prehistoric Planet, I really enjoyed it. It's some of the best looking
it pissed me off.
Dinosaur CG since Walking with Dinosaurs, as far as like a dinosaur documentary goes.
Fuck those lips on the T-Rex. Bitch ass lips. What? Why did the fucking Mozzie have to go and fuck with a baby? He could have just added somehow. It's not even hungry. It was just like, I just want this because I'm a dick. Fucking bitch ass Mozzie.
Is this the Smash or Pass Dinosaur Edition?
Yeah, it is. We're talking about Dinosaur. Mozzie can get it.
I wanted to swing by. Like I said, I all of a sudden realized I had text on my phone, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm sorry that I did not come to talk about Winnie City.
Momo? Hello? Oh fuck. Hello? Am I here? Oh no.
Oh, well,
yes. Good.
I was gonna say, you'll have to fill me in.
So just for a couple minutes there, Discord was being stupid, and I could not hear you guys. I don't know if the chat could hear me say oh fuck earlier.
Very important.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Super
it seems like my connection's good now.
I just thought Paleo couldn't give half a crap that I showed up. I thought it was just like, This guy's talking over my dinosaur review.
Fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah. But yeah, I was talking about Prehistoric Planet for a bit. We're almost about to talk about ponies, so Brace, you can talk about that.
Oh.
Yes.
But yeah, Prehistoric Planet, best looking CG for dinosaurs in a long time. I'm glad that the studio that made the Lion King remake is making something that looks this good and is not angering people.
Yeah,
I'm people.
Yeah. You still haven't watched that, right? And please don't.
No, I haven't.
Good. Don't ever get tempted to be like, you know what? I'm cleaning. I might as well put it on in the background. So don't ever do that. Okay, no.
Yeah. But I hope they do more like this, because it was just 5 episodes, but it made me want more. And it was only like for animals in the late Cretaceous. They didn't do any other different time periods. It was just that period in time. So I hope they do more at some point.
Hopefully one day.
But before David Attenborough passes away. So.
Okay. Well, yeah.
David Attenborough's getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been up there.
Yeah. Every year is a victory lap. That's what I say. This reminds me of what we were talking about, the con, where we were talking about like what are they called, Centaurians or something like that? Not the Centaurians, the people who live to be over 100. Yeah. Just like, back in 1939, I had a slice of chocolate. It was so good, but I've never had one since because I lived to be this long, or some shit like that. It's just like, why you want to live that long if you can't enjoy life? It's just like, okay.
Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and go on to ponies, since
horses.
Race is here. Make your mark.
I'm gonna make my mark.
Don't do it on the carpet.
Well, now you say it. A little late, but okay.
Make your mark like you did to that bed.
You guys got pizza all over my bed.
No,
that was Katie. And then while I was trying to clean it, she got pizza.
Oh no, we're talking about Windy City.
No, two weekends in a row did people leave pizza all over my bed. Thank you for pointing this out.
That just makes me and Katie become the chaos ones. It's just like, we don't mean to. But yes, since you're here first, Race, why don't you tell us your thoughts?
Yeah. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm only gonna be here for like a few minutes, so I'm gonna make it last. Okay, so we're talking about Make Your Mark.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, interesting. 45-minute special released by Netflix. Seems to be, as observed by Paleo and others, it kind of seems to be like the first episode of the show. The way it's presenting itself, calling itself like Chapter 1. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is something that I am willing to give them time with. You could see some both visibly and just kind of with the flow. I feel like there are some speed bumps that they're hitting that hopefully they'll be able to kind of flesh out. With the animation and the budget they're on. I feel like there's some bits where it looks like, oh, this is solid, this is good, and then other parts where it's like, oh, this could look better, if not a lot better.
Not good.
But again, I'm willing to give them time to kind of figure all that out. I constantly have referenced back to Generation 4, how which I feel like 2D is a lot easier to mask this kind of thing anyways, when you're talking about like budgets and whatnot and doing a lot with a little or a lot with some. So I'm because of the improvements we saw with Generation 4 over the years, not just with the animation, but also how the actors were able to kind of like really embrace their characters and create them their own. I feel like that's something that we're going to see over time, hopefully. Because right now I feel like the voice actors are in a box where they're like, well, we really want to try and emulate what was in the movie. Over time, they're going to be able to start, I think, bringing more of their personality into these characters. And I think that's one reason why Generation 4 was just so good for so long, is that a lot of the great voice actresses and actors that we got to meet throughout the years. Like, you really got to see how they would put themselves into these characters, and I'm gonna give that time too to develop, because that didn't really happen until we got, as you go season to season, you can see how those characters evolved. So I'm looking forward to what's to come. I'm willing to give it a chance. I enjoyed it enough. Like, it was, I would put it down as like it was fine. But I think ultimately I'll be curious to see where things go. I hope things do improve on all those aspects, and yeah. So I enjoyed that. I also just want to throw out, I did enjoy seeing Paleo and Jax this weekend out at Winnie City when I finally got out there, because my flight was delayed.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
By 12 hours, but
12 hours.
Shout out to Winnie City, Charlie, and all the group that puts that convention on. I had a blast with that, and yeah. And now that I've said my piece with the show, Paleo, I think I gotta go get Chipotle.
Go get your Chipotle. Live long and prosper. Have a good night.
Thank you all for watching the POS podcast. And keep an eye out for more MomoCon vlogs and Winnie City vlogs.
Yeah, you just uploaded the Cartoon Smasher Pass panel.
I did
Yeah,
just upload that.
Go to AC Race Fest on YouTube
channel.
And yeah, you can see it there.
You guys are too sweet. All right, you guys have a good night. Have fun talking about My Little Pony.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye. Okay, so because I think everyone here is like a bit more positive than I was with this, because
I think you and I were on the same page.
Oh, really? Okay, bro. All right, so I'm glad we're here, brother. Because I think for me, in my honest opinion, if I look at this as it was, like, this is 2 episodes of like the new season, because like Paleo, you said, it's like a special, but it's like episode 1 they put on Netflix, and it felt like a 2-parter episode. And the stuff Race was saying about like how it'll get better later on and stuff like that, I can see that, and I'm not like gonna dodge it. But this first special, I don't think it was all that. I thought it was just kind of mid. I thought the writing wasn't that great. It very much reminded me of a Strawberry Shortcake type of deal, where it was just like this seems very not tailored for like everyone. Like for instance, all right, I can go back and watch the G4 intro and just be like, these are 2 fun episodes. They're not as well written as later on, but they were good enough to get me to go, oh yeah, you know what? I'll watch these 2. Oh yeah, I like that one. It's a cliffhanger. I'll watch this one. Oh, I liked it. I like that too. You know what? I'm going to keep watching this. Wow, I fucking love this show. So like, that's what I was like. It had like a quality from the start, but also I feel like it was the aesthetics too helped with it. The voice, the characters helped a lot with it too. Like, because a lot of the designs of this new one I felt was just a bit Like, it was just like, like, and the whole plot of what's going on was and then like the ending villain was and so it's just like a lot of that stuff. So you remember that weird horse at the end with the really bad makeup?
Of whatever villain is going to be in the season.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was very underwhelming. And watching the show, like, because I mentioned this several times before, like, I'm a big fan of Transformers. So I've seen like so many variations of Transformers. There's G1, which is great. Then there's, the G1 movie, and then they go back to this, and then you go and watch like G2, which was just G1 refurbished with like stupid digital scenes, which was just stupid. And then there was Beast Wars, and then there's like Transformers Robots in Disguise, like the 2001 version, 2015 version. Then there's like Transformers Armada, Cybertron, Energon, and then animated and Prime. Like, there's just so many generations of Transformers that I'm just like, I'm sort of used to shows like these, like Hasbro shows, where they're like, oh, this one's the good one, this one's the that you just gotta go and it's just like, okay, whatever. So I'm not completely laying it out that like, oh, this show's gonna be terrible, but it was one of those situations where I looked at it and I was like, the animation, like, I know it'll get better because like shows like TMNT 2012 were CGI and they started off very choppy but got better as it went along, but it did feel very just like I honestly was at one of those points where I was like, I think you would have been better off using the the tell your tale type of animation with the 2D stuff. If you want to do a show, like that's what I felt. But I'll give it like, again, like I'm not completely dunking on it, but it is one of those situations when you look at like pony stuff where you go, okay, like look at G1 of My Little Pony. Is that a good show that everyone loves? Like most people don't watch that. It's just like G1 My Little Pony is okay. But then like there's G2 and most people are like, I don't really like it. I mean, it's funny, like ironically, but it's just not like, is that not that good? G3, G3.5, we don't talk about those. G4, amazing, you knocked out the park. But then if G5 is just sort of like, you had a great movie and then you have this show which is just like, okay, I hope it does improve, and I'll give it like, you know, like at least 10 episodes or something like that. But like it was very underwhelming to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like I have nothing else to add to that. That's pretty much how I
Oh, no,
felt,
go.
No,
Really?
I really don't have much more. You basically got it all.
I said this at a couple of the panels at Winnie City, and how it feels like with between the Tell Your Tale and the Make Your Mark writing styles, is that it feels like they split off from G4's like original writing style, where G4 felt like, oh yeah, we can do some like good like character interactions, but also add a bunch of humor into it as well. Whereas like they kind of like split those two off from each other, where Tell Your Tale is like more humor focused, and then Make Your Mark is
like
feels like it's going to be more character focused, but we will have to see when the episodes like fully come out later this year.
Yeah, I just remember like in the Make Your Mark, yeah, just like the pace. It was a bummer because I didn't want to feel this way, but the way that I felt while watching it, because of like the pacing and all the issues that Jax brought up, it was legitimately like, is it over yet?
Yeah,
felt.
It felt like a plot that didn't need to be 44 minutes.
Right, yeah.
So it might have been better just like as a regular 22-minute episode. But
yeah, because I remember we were watching it, and then like we got interrupted. I think because Race came back or something.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, oh, we gotta finish it. And I was like not particularly excited to finish it. I was just like, we gotta get that out of the way.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We'll have to wait until like
I want it to be better.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until the actual like 22-minute episodes of the show come out before like I judge it harshly.
Oh, well, yeah, true. I'm just saying, like, if we're comparing like the first two openers, I think G4 just did a way better job.
And also the thing is like this opener is like it's not something that introduces the characters. The movie introduced the characters.
Right. So, and that's always like a double-edged sword, because no matter what you do, you're following something that was high quality, and you're not going to be on that level. You're just not like it.
Not going to.
Yeah.
What I did appreciate, still, I already said it about the movie, but what I did appreciate is that Hitch is not a bumbling idiot. Like Mike, I was really so scared. I was like, they're just gonna do it to him. They're just gonna do it, and they did. Thank you.
I showed Jax the rest of the Tell Your Tale shorts while at Winnie City, and I do enjoy the Tell Your Tale shorts as they've been coming out like every week.
They had a song today in one.
Yeah, they did. Which it actually released early because it was supposed to release tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, they had a song today. I was like, oh, this song's not bad.
That's good.
Yeah, it was I'll say this. The Tell Your Tale sorts, they're just sort of like, again, snacks.
They're just snacks.
Yeah, they're just like snacks. I mean, sometimes they're entertaining. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go, oh my god, these are great. But I would just like, sometimes you get one that's like, oh, there's Chewy in the middle. I like that. It's just like,
I like Chewy.
Yeah, I like Chewy. And it's just like, oh man, this is funny. Like sometimes I have like little moments like that. But again, I would not go out my way to say, oh, these are like quality stuff. But again, like I'm trying to look at it because I know the first thing will just be like, oh, you're a grown-ass man, why are you watching? But it's just like, bruh, where have you been the last decade? All right. So it's like, because it's just, I think we
watched
really
the Littlest Pet Shop series too.
Yo, that shit's funny as fuck though.
Yeah. Littlest Pet Shop was, they were trying, they were doing stuff that was funny. But like, this, I was just, it was just, like that's all I think of it right now. Just, and so it's like G5, you have like a S tier movie, and then everything else that follows just been like a slight decline. So hopefully you spike up, but if not, oh well. I'm used to Transformers, so it's just like, all right,
Yeah.
G6, you do your thing. So whatever.
Yeah, if this first season isn't like too great, I'm still gonna watch it because they have so much they're going to do, for this generation. But anyway, Saber, you have any thoughts on Make Your Mark? Saber?
I was bored.
Yeah.
There you
I was bored, and I will say that I'm still concerned, and I feel like my concerns from watching the G5 movie are starting to be manifested into reality, where it's like a 2D series. It just, I don't know, it feels more rich. Like compare it to like a Jimmy Neutron or even Miraculous. It's like, yeah, they're not bad shows, and they obviously have big followings, and I think a big part of that is because of the writing. But for ponies being 3D animated, I'm just like, man, when it's empty, it feels very empty.
Yeah.
Compared to G5, where you set that standard quite high, and we all knew you weren't able, or you're not going to be able to hit that quality time and time again. It's a fucking movie, so of course not. But I'm now leaning more towards, I wish it would have been just 2D.
Same.
But I can't help but feel my greatest concern, and it's one that it started in during G4, and I think it's going to continue in G5, is just Hasbro and its executives meddling with this series and giving you just enough elbow room for big action fantasy adventure, not action, but adventure fantasy, and having at least pony characters who might have some fun personalities and aren't like completely, numb in the brain like G3. By the way, I've discovered quite a few people get pissed if you have a go at G3.
No.
Oh,
Saber.
yeah, it's because the people who grew up with them are adults now. So
yeah. The Saber, like what you just said there was someone who was so anal and adept of telling me that G3 had better songs than G4, and they like wrote an entire playlist of this stuff, and I was just like, I realized where this is going because like this person is genuine with this, and I'm just like, I am not gonna get into this because it's just you can't say that, like it's just everyone's entitled to their opinion, but like if you're saying like this is objectively better, that's like bruh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I remember when I first started watching this Make Your Mark, it's Jillian Barrow. She writes, she's the I believe the head writer for the series,
Right.
and she's a good writer. She worked on G4, and I mean, from what I could tell, she seemed like she was Megan McCarthy's protege and grooming her for command. And I have faith in Jillian. It's an invisible hand behind the scenes of corporations meddling because they're selling a product, and that's where my concern comes from. Where I'm like, oh, is this going to be just a carbon copy of G4 with, I guess, 3D animation, which to me isn't going to be as vibrant,
aesthetic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm already bracing myself for this to be potentially tossed in the pile on the pile of corporations just doing their thing when it comes to ruining stuff. So we'll see. That being said,
we got what we got.
Exactly.
Right. And that being said, I do want to identify that there are talented people who care that are in the trenches right now, writing, voice acting, trying to make this work. And I'm going to hold my breath until I see at least like the first season, because that's only fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Until then.
All right.
But Izzy looked tired. Izzy looked very
tired. Yeah, it's
Laura. Laura was like, "What's wrong with Izzy?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, it's the lighting technique or whatever. I did see that Little Shy posted on Twitter about how like another reason of why the show looks kind of a little janky is because they're not doing like a blurring technique that's used in 3D rendering. I don't know that much about it at all. But I don't know. I think a lot of this has to do with timing. Because it seems like Hasbro is like on a very, very strict schedule with releasing this stuff. and they're like, we want this out now along with this other stuff that we're releasing, because like on the same day Make Your Mark came out, the video game came out, and also another Tell Your Tale short, which had a couple of plot details that if you played the game or watched that Tell Your Tale short, it would have spoiled the a major plot point that's in the premiere.
Real fast, because you are talking about Hasbro. I watched Transformers, the 2007 Transformers last night, and
yeah, you never seen it before?
I've seen it before. I saw it back in 2007.
Yes,
and I gotta say, holy shit, do those visuals still hold up?
They're
amazing
looking CG for that time.
Yeah, like the fucking like
could have fooled me.
You know the fucking scene where like they're skating on the like highway and shit like that, and fighting Optimus Prime like with freaking Bonebreaker and shit like that. That's I honestly, the Transformers movies, the only ones live action, of course, not counting the G4 movie, not G4 movie, the G1 movie. Like that's just fucking the best Transformers movie. But like the first 2007 Transformers movie, I think it's a fun movie. Transformers 2, 3, 4, 5, fuck off. But then Bumblebee it's fine. Like the middle of it's very boring, but like the beginning and ending of it's like pretty dope. But yeah, Transformers. Sick.
Looks good.
More than meets the eye.
There's that scene that I was like, oh, that was weird in 2007. It's weird now. And it's a scene where that one like FBI guy is like, he's like looking at Shia LaBeouf and I guess
Megan Fox.
In the back of the car, and he's like, "Yeah, she's a criminal. Criminals."
And it's just like she's like, yeah, because I guess like back then it doesn't make sense. Like, well, back then like. We were right around the same age as them, so it's like whatever, like this okay. But like now it's like a 30-year-old man. It's just like, how old are you? This is like a 17-year-old girl, and you're saying what to her? It's just like what?
Dude, also, for what it's worth, Transformers are like 1/3 a Go Army commercial. At least
they really are.
Anyway, that's it for reviews. So we're gonna go towards trailers and stuff now. We'll like lightning through a lot of these. First thing, Star Wars trailer for Andor, whatever the fuck that is.
I have no idea what that is. Don't care about it.
Is it a character? Is it a place? I don't know.
And for a second, I thought it was the Ewoks planet, but that's Endor.
Yeah, that's Endor. But no, Andor. Yeah. Apparently it's a character, I think. When I read the description of the trailer, I'm like, wait, who is that? Saber, do you know who that is?
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about, like, at all.
Yeah, legitimately, I have no fucking clue. The reason, like, Mandalorian got away with it is because, like, fucking Mandalorian armor is fucking badass.
Right.
And it's just, like, it looks like Boba Fett having a series. And then it was like, that's what was sold you on it. And was an even better Boba Fett series than the actual Boba Fett series. And then it's just like, what the fuck? And then, like, this Obi-Wan has lightsabers. Ahsoka is this. It's just like, I don't give a fuck about these random strangers. Is this the dude from Rogue One?
From Rogue One? That's the character they're doing a show about?
Well, I don't give a fuck about him. I don't care about. The only thing I liked in Rogue One was fucking Darth Vader. All right, so there we go.
I like the space battle at the end. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, the space battle and Darth Vader. That's what I remember about Rogue One. That was good.
Okay, next trailer. Willow got a trailer. I watched it earlier. Because they're having a series based on Willow, the movie from the 80s, which I've never seen.
Will
before.
Smith's daughter.
What?
Will Smith. Oh no, Willow.
No, Willow.
Yeah, her daughter. Willow.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie with freaking the what's his name? The dude who, and I'm not saying this to be like say anything like not
he's
appropriate,
Wicket.
But like
he's
the
guy who was Wicket.
He was also the leprechaun.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
There's
Warwick Davis. Yeah.
There was a trailer for the series they're doing. I've never seen the movie. Apparently it was very, very ahead of its time.
Is he still in the movie? Is that him in the
I believe so.
Oh wow! Oh, so is this a sequel?
It's a series. I'm not sure if it's like retelling the thing or if it's like a sequel series. But from what I've seen in the trailer for the series, it actually looks pretty good.
Is George involved?
As far as a fantasy goes, is what?
Is George involved? Because he produced Willow, I believe.
I don't know. But yeah, it looks interesting.
Wow, that is Warwick Davis. Wow, look at him.
Nice. Good on him.
Oh, this looks
back.
fun.
Yeah, it looks like a fun fantasy series.
I haven't seen the original Willow, so I will.
I haven't either.
Definitely, I remember.
I'll have to watch it.
It is
Yeah.
delightful.
Because from what I've heard, like I said earlier, that it was very ahead of its time.
Okay, cool, nice, very nice.
Next trailer, Pinocchio. Disney's Pinocchio.
Did they ever show Pinocchio in that?
There's like
I didn't watch.
There's a screenshot of Pinocchio, and he looks like his animated version. Though the way his design
Yeah, that's
is
stupid.
Um,
They should have just used the live action version from the '90s, where that guy turned into a whale and then like started choking.
I love
to death
that.
on
Like what people were pointing out in the comments of the trailer was like, we're getting 3 Pinocchio films this year.
Wait, what was? Oh yeah, because not Genji.
There was the Pauly Shore thing, and there's the Guillermo del Toro stop motion Pinocchio that's coming out, and
Guillermo
now we're
del
getting
Toro.
the live action one with Tom Hanks.
Right. Guillermo del Toro.
So yeah,
There's a Pinocchio movie by Guillermo. I can never say his name.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, is that like supposed to be like a horror movie, like in stop motion? Or is that just
I'm not sure
creepy
if,
movie?
it probably just like a horror aesthetic. Probably not just straight up horror though. But that's going to be on Netflix.
Okay.
This Pinocchio film's going to be on Disney Plus though. I don't think it's getting a theatrical release.
Okay. Looks like cool action figures.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Autumn Schenk.
Next trailer. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're getting another movie. Because I know they tried to come back twice. With
in like the mid 2000s and then in the late.
They did come back twice, not try to, but they had like
they did
back twice
on Comedy Central too.
Yeah. But this is the first time they've had a movie since the 90s.
Right.
It seems like from the trailer, like they somehow accidentally end up in space.
Yes, Beavis, we're in space.
Yeah, they somehow end up in space and also time travel to like to present day. So that's sort of the plot of this movie. I might watch it. Might not. I've seen the original 90s movie, and that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that movie's hilarious. That shit still cracks. Whoa! The guy who's like basically Hank but fatter.
Yeah.
Tell you what now, son.
Next thing, Hamster and Gretel.
I saw that.
Yeah, this is the next cartoon by Dan Povenmire, the creator of Phineas and Ferb, or co-creator. And you can definitely tell from the way the brother looks. The way the brother looks, it looks like, a Phineas and Ferb character.
Yeah, exactly.
The girl though doesn't quite look like a Phineas and Ferb character because her like eyes are much bigger. Like
Dee Dee from Dexter's Lab.
The whole plot of this is that I watched the clip, and these aliens bestow powers upon the little sister and her hamster. When the alien said, "Oh yeah, we're going to give powers to both of you," and like the brother thinks that he means like, "Oh yeah, my little sister and me are going to get powers," but no, it was the little sister and her hamster.
Yep.
So and then the brother just doesn't get anything.
Yeah, sad but true, just like life. But yeah, that I mean, it looks interesting. It doesn't look anything that's like, oh, I'll go watch that like
right.
day one.
Because like I know Milo's Murphy's Law was another show from the Phineas and Ferb creators.
Is that still ongoing?
I don't know.
Yeah, they had a crossover with Phineas and Ferb in one of the episodes. So this might be like the trilogy where they have like a triple crossover between them.
Next thing, Prey. This looks interesting.
Yeah.
It's a Predator movie, basically. But it's set,
Native Americans.
Yeah, it's set in the past with Native Americans.
Right. Well, I mean, like it makes sense because, like, I remember in fucking AVP, they were talking about how like they were fighting Egyptians and shit, or like they would like take Egyptians so they could like hunt the xenomorphs. What I don't know the fucking canon of these movies anymore, but yeah, it's just like I mean that's interesting. I mean it looks cool. I like when they like make the predator fucking scary and stuff like that. The yacha, and then it's just like it'll be cool. It'll be very interesting to see Predator fucking shit up. That's all I think of it. It's just like,
Yeah. And it's going to be coming out on Hulu. It's not a theatrical film.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. I do like the aesthetic of it, the way it's shot and everything.
Right. Looks good.
Next thing, Black Adam got its trailer.
It's just The Rock.
It's just The Rock. I'm just thinking of what's his character in Fast and Furious.
Oh, Hobbs.
Yeah, Hobbs. Yeah, I'm just thinking it was like Hobbs just like got out of Fast and Furious franchise and just stepped into this role.
Well, it was funny to me. It's just like, okay, like Black Adam, like nothing. I love The Rock. The Rock is like one of the most charming men alive, but he has that thing where he just plays the same character in every fucking movie. Like it just or it's so similar that you can, like, oh, this character is very similar to this character, and it feels just like, oh, I'm The Rock, but this time I'm Black Adam. But like nothing of this feels like Black Adam besides the suit. He aesthetically, he looks perfect as Black Adam, but like a part of me was like, oh, they took away his widow's peak, which I guess wouldn't look right in live action, I guess. But like then there's stuff like the pointed ears, at least. You wouldn't give him the pointed ears, like, because they like nothing of this screams Black Adam. Like for people who don't know, like if you've ever wanted to see Black Adam, there's like a great DC animated short that came out years ago of Superman Shazam versus Black Adam, which was like a nice short movie. But then Black Adam's also appeared in like, the Brave and the Bold TV show or Justice League Action. Like he appears into so much stuff. And another thing with him is like, even in the comics, though he's been this way for a while, it's still so weird to me to see Black Adam be more of an anti-hero, because I'm just so used to seeing him be a supervillain or anti-villain. But like, right. Like I'm glad the Rock will bring it, of course, like he always does. But it's just like it just feels just like, oh, very generic. I think Dr. Fate looks really cool, and I like the characters that they have like showing up in like Hawkman and all these other people. I'm like, and like freaking the Atoms in this too. So like that's cool to see them in live action. But even though they've been on like they've been on the TV shows too. But it's just it's a situation where I look at it and I'm just like, I want it. It doesn't feel very much like a Black Adam. It just feels like The Rock being The Rock.
The Rock being Rock.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see, though. We'll see, because I thought Shazam was a fun movie. So it's just like he's not going. Yeah, he's like, because they're doing this stuff with so many villains recently where they're just like, they're trying to make you like look at them as like anti-heroes or anti-villains, where it's just like, no, just like let them be an anti-villain or just a villain. But like, it's just like, no, like they're trying to make you feel for them because we're like obsessed with anti-heroes now. Like, okay, like it works with
what Sony's trying to do with the Spider-Man villains. They're like,
no, it's true. It's just like like fucking Kraven the Hunter. I don't want to see him as a fucking anti-hero. I want to see him as like an anti-villain doing shit, or like Morbius and stuff like that. It's just like whatever you do with him. But then like, okay, it works for someone like Venom, because like Venom, while he was like a fucking evil, he wasn't even, he just really hated Spider-Man specifically, and then like that was his whole thing. When Carnage came along, it like made sense for Venom to become an anti-hero, and then when he became an anti-hero and how he is now, it just makes a ton of sense that Venom's an anti-hero. Like I think of him more as an anti-hero than as a fucking villain at this point. But then there's like certain characters that like do like really like weird shit where I'm just like, you're trying to make this person a hero. Though I read stuff like Invincible, which is a master of this, but it's just like, I'm curious. I'm curious. I really thought he was going to be.
Made a good point. It's like at least Joker killed people in his movie.
Yeah. But like even most of those people he killed kind of just had it coming. Like I'm not saying all of them were. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, he didn't kill any innocent people. No, he most definitely did kill innocent people.
I think as far as like villain focused movies that we've had so far, Joker was by far the best one.
Most definitely, because it was just like, those like who'd he kill in that movie? He killed those fuckers that were fucking with him on the train. He killed that fucking a guy who was bullying him at work. He killed the talk show host for talking down to him, and then like he messed with other shit. But like I'm not justifying him murdering innocent people, but it was one of those situations where you look at it and you just go like, this motherfucker is clearly disturbed. If he kills one person, it's like that. It wasn't like he broke into someone's house and like, you go or something like that.
Right.
But,
All right. Yeah. Black Adam. Next.
Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Next. Strange World. the new Disney movie that's coming out later this year got its trailer, and I am excited for it.
I'm tagging when you guys are done. I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh, you're not gonna watch the trailer?
No, just tag when you're done.
Okay.
I didn't watch the trailer either, so I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah. Strange World. I'm actually not sure what it's about either, other than it's a strange world. Because like these this group of people, like I guess, come across this very weird either it's in the Earth or it's like another Earth or whatever, but it has some very interesting creature designs in it, and I'm very excited for this because it reminds me a lot of Alien Planet, if you've ever seen that documentary before. Because that documentary is based on like a book of like speculative evolution or speculative biology. And I know a lot of like speculative biology people are going to be very excited to see this movie because like a bunch of the things look super weird and creative. So that's why I'm very excited for this, because once I learned that this was going to be the next movie they were going to make, I was like, I am all about this. So yeah, I'm already sold. Like, it was just like the first teaser trailer. I don't need to watch another trailer. It looks really cool.
Okay.
All right. Next, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet got a full reveal trailer. And we have a couple more Pokemon that they showed off. They showed off Lechonk. Yeah.
He's the most important part of the trailer. The rest of it is secondary.
But what about the hot professors?
The secondary.
Oh, yeah, the hot professors look hot.
Yeah.
His name is Lechonk.
I mean, you must be in bi heaven right now, because like, yeah, even me, like,
I don't like facial hair that much. If he's shaved, then maybe.
Wow. Wow.
Jax isn't bi heaven though. He's like, I'm a visitor. I'm visiting.
I'm visiting. Yeah, I'm visiting. It's just like, oh, what is this place? Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, we got Lechonk and Smoliv. But yeah, Lechonk, which apparently is also literally the name of a Spanish dish, a pork dish.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not just a meme. That's literally the name of a dish.
Okay. But yeah, the professors look good. The dude looks like a mad Chad. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, he does. Like, people immediately did memes with him.
Oh, I imagine so. And also, the game looks like it's not gonna play quite the way I want it to, like in relation to Arceus.
Yeah.
Which we'll see when it comes out, but it's looking like a really mainline Pokemon.
Yeah,
which if it is, then
one thing I am hopeful about is the fact that they said, oh yeah, you can tackle the game any way you want. You can't just you don't have to just go to the gyms like in any
I missed
a
that.
set order. Yeah, you can go.
Why did they say that?
Yeah, that you can go anywhere. It was in the press release they did.
Oh, okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
See that. Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, you can tackle the game any way you want when you go out. So that's nice.
Good.
And it seems like
legendaries. Oh, what's up?
Oh yeah, the legendaries. What I was gonna say, it actually ties into that.
Oh, okay.
Did you have something to say about legendaries?
No, I thought you were gonna. Okay, anyway, I was just gonna say, I like the way both of the legendaries look. People said that the blue one looked like a penis. I was like, can you just let us have nice things for like a fucking second, please? I like them both. I actually don't know if I was gonna get the game. I don't know which one I'd get. They're both super cool. They're based on like past and future.
Yeah. Same thing with the professors. With the professors' outfits. It's Sada and Professor Sada and Professor Turo, which Spanish words for past and future, Pasada and Futuro. So
nice.
But the legendaries' names are in Japanese. Or
that's
how
like
I figured out that it was
for,
past and future. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Miraidon and
I forgot the other one.
I know Miraidon. That one's future. But yeah,
Whatever his name
I'm
is.
excited.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna get Scarlet because of the past like aesthetic. Because the professor is like, oh, you're going for like a prehistoric aesthetic. I hope there's going to be really cool fossil Pokemon in this game. Compared to Gen 8, which I hate the fossil Pokemon in that game because they're all abominations. I'm hoping we get better fossil Pokemon this time.
They don't look great.
Kuraidon, okay.
But do they? It wouldn't be. I'd be like Kodai something. Is it just Kodaidon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Just take the Digimon approach. Just add Don to the end.
And we got a release date, which was expected. It's November, like every fucking Pokemon game. All right. Next thing, we'll go through some news real quick before we go to Q&A. Star Wars Celebration. Who the fuck cares?
Wow. How are you gonna
they announced a bunch of more Star Wars stuff that I don't care. This is where the Andor trailer came from. There is a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order being made.
That was a good game.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that game, so they're doing a sequel to that.
That's a good game.
They are doing a volume 2 of Star Wars Visions, which that's great.
Okay.
Season 3 is coming in 2023 for Mandalorian. There's gonna be a show called Skeleton Crew with Jude Law.
Don't care.
The Bad Batch season 2 is coming.
Care.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like just give me lightsabers or Mando.
Yeah. See, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi is an animated series featuring Ahsoka, Count Dooku, and Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get
Yeah. Apparently they revealed a teaser image of Indiana Jones 5 at this celebration.
I thought that shit was Freddy Krueger when I saw it. That's what my first thought. I thought that was Freddy Krueger because it was like all like in dark, like you just see the silhouette of the hat and stuff like that. I was like, oh shit, they got a new Freddy movie. Oh.
Yeah. The most exciting thing for me from this celebration was the fact that they're doing another volume of Star Wars Visions. So that's going to be fun.
The best Star Wars animation.
Yeah,
that was an anime thing. Okay. But the best Star Wars animation will always be Gendy's Baby. You should watch that, Paleo. Like, generally, I think you would like that. Like, you could burn through that, like, literally tomorrow before you go watch Jurassic.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I have tickets for Saturday, so unfortunately, I can't watch it tomorrow or Friday.
Okay.
But next thing, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl finally adds voice acting to the game, and they have a lot of returning voice actors.
A lot, but not all.
A lot, but not all. But like,
okay, that's what I heard.
It's like
a lot, but not all.
Most.
Yeah, most is not good enough. All right, I don't care about most. I want all these Spider-Man. I mean, all these voices,
like Cat Dog voices, like for Jim Cummings and Tom Kenny, and Tom Kenny for SpongeBob, of course.
Right.
Patrick's VA, Sandy's VA, Zim's VA.
Bill, what is it? Fagerbaki?
Bill Fagerbaki.
Yeah. Lincoln Loud, Lucy Loud, Cora's VA is in there. Helga's VA.
Move it, Bucko.
Yeah. This is weird because they list Michelangelo and Leonardo's, but I'm thinking, wait, which one?
Yeah, which one is it?
Says,
like, what were the names for him?
Townsend Coleman and Cam Clark.
Oh, that's a goat, Michelangelo.
Okay. Yeah. And then we got Frank Welker for Garfield.
Isn't Michelangelo banned?
Yeah. What did you say? Michelangelo was banned?
What, in the tournament?
Yeah.
We got Danny Phantom's VA. Jenny's VA actually came in for
But she's gonna say the line.
She can't say that line. Apparently it was in a porn or something. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Billy West came in for Ren and Stimpy, so that's great.
Okay.
But then the other characters, Oblina, Nigel, Toph, Aang, and April, and Powder Toast Man, they had different VAs.
Well, yeah, like
I understand
Curry,
for Nigel
like
because of
like,
Tim Curry. He can't really do acting anymore.
Yeah, and like Christine Kavahi, she was Kavahi, like I forget her name, like rest in peace, like she passed away. But also like well, they have the new Chucky voice actor too if they want to use her as well.
Yeah.
My house,
My house, my house, my
My
house,
house.
my house.
All right. Next thing, Joker is getting a sequel.
And it's such a pretentious title.
What's the title?
Did you see? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can read it. Some French bullshit. Hold on. It, like Joker. No, I'm not saying that. If we have any French people in the chat, like, sorry, but it's just like, where is it? Yeah, what is Joker?
Oh yeah, I see the script. It's like Joker folie à deux.
Yeah, it's just like say some pretentious, like just call it Joker 2, dumb. Like the fire is like folie du, like omelette du for fuck off. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with
Do we have any French people in the audience? I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. No. Okay, it's just no. Like I saw this picture earlier. That was just like it really is just like, what are you calling it that for? Yeah, this shit right here. It's just like, yeah, this fucking image. But yeah, I was just like, oh, Joker. It's so pretentious. Yeah, that's what it is.
So yeah, that's in the works. Next thing, Ghostbusters.
Wait, what? Ectocooler?
No.
Fuck.
It's getting another animated series, which I have more faith in than the movies. Because the animated series are fun.
Okay, what is the animated series gonna bring back Ectocooler? That's
Probably
all I
not.
care about.
Probably
That's all I
not.
need to know. Okay, which animated series is this based on? Is this based off the second movie or the third movie?
Let's see if it's like based on anything or if it's its own original thing.
Okay.
Let's see. It says sounds like what?
Ghostbusters 2022. Is it coming out this year or next year?
I don't know.
Animated series of Ghostbusters.
Just know it's supposed to be
Jason Reitman. Okay, so it is clearly it must be based off the Afterlife because Jason Reitman is working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's based on.
I was confused at the ending of the sentence there because they're talking about like other revealing future Ghostbusters projects, but it doesn't directly say that Reitman's working on the animated series.
Remember when we were in the car with Joe and Race?
Oh yeah.
He started talking about me. He was talking about how great that movie was, and me and Paleo just looked at each other. Love you, Joe.
I have a feeling people are gonna be like that with me with Jurassic World Opinion.
No, probably. I mean, if my ending happens in that movie, then it'll be like the best movie ever. I don't care what happens. Like, I'll just be happy. All
right. Last two things, and then we'll go to Q&A. Sonic Frontiers had its gameplay reveal, and it looks rough.
What were you expecting? I mean, like, honestly, like, I'm sorry. Am I a dick for saying that? It's just like
it's been 5 years since the last mainline 3D Sonic game, and this is what they have to show.
I mean, I'm honest. I'm really not surprised. I'm sorry. It was one of those games where I just looked at it and I was just like, I don't think this is gonna be like that. Yeah. I mean, I love Sonic. The weird is like I love Sonic. I love Sonic to death, but I did not think the game was gonna be that. Like, what was the last genuinely objectively good Sonic game that wasn't like 2D? Like, what did people think of Sonic?
That wasn't 2D. I would say Generations.
Generations, right?
Yeah, because Generations out after Colors. Yeah.
I had fun with Generations because it was two Sonics meeting each other, and I love that type of shtick. So, yeah.
What is this? A crossover?
Okay. What is this? A crossover episode?
But yeah, man.
What?
Man. That's just like so honest, just man.
Yeah, because like I was holding out hope. I was like, maybe it's just a bad first showing, and then like the second like first look came out, and I'm like, oh.
I honestly think the second one looks better, but it still isn't looking enough for me. I don't know.
Right.
Like
it's
weird that there's just like it looks like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but Sonic is just superimposed on the image.
Right.
Like that's what it feels like. And there's just like, I know like the series has had like floating like pipes or whatever, like grindy rails or whatever in the past, but like with this like more realistic looking thing, it stands out as like uncanny a lot more. These things are just floating.
Yeah,
in the
if he
air.
was like, if he had like good flowing movement going around all that stuff, I would be like, oh, this is awesome. But it's not flowing at all. It's like there's so many moments in that first look where like Sonic just stops, and it's like, where's the momentum?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just let's say.
I want to like it. I want to like Sonic. I fucking do. I just don't.
Just play the classic games. You'll always love Sonic.
I have problems with the classic.
I know you do. That's why I said it like that.
Gotta make everyone mad at me.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I've never played a Zelda game.
The Sonic Advance games are really good.
Are they though?
They are. Have you ever played them?
Are they though?
No. I think I have. I can't remember. Yeah. I honestly, I think I've played at least because I remember me and Hero talked about this before. Like I said, I can like play every Sonic game and get like some brain turn off enjoyment if I like really focus. But like,
no idea how you can do that with Black Knight. I am so sorry.
Because he turns into a werehog.
And it's the worst
stupid.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
I know, and it's so stupid.
All right, last thing before we go to Q&A. Sony had a State of Play last week.
Oh yeah, we watched that.
Yeah, we watched that, and they revealed Resident Evil 4 remake, which is coming out next year.
Which was the most popular thing they released numerically.
Yeah. So Capcom's like, we gotta do it again.
Gotta do it again.
Though it makes sense in the order of like for the remakes they've been doing, because they did 2, they did 3. I guess they're gonna forget about Code Veronica. And they're gonna do 4. I'm excited to see what they do. I recently replayed through Resident Evil 4 and actually beat it for the first time last year.
Nice.
So I'm excited to see what they do with 4. And it was kind of a Capcom focus, because they also revealed, oh yeah, we're going to do a VR version of Resident Evil Village, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
No.
Not after what I experienced with Village. That scared the shit out of me.
Playing horror games in VR is like why? For who? And like for what?
Yeah, well, at least for like the castle when you're running from Lady D. I mean, I'll do that in VR. Like,
you just want to see Lady D in VR.
Yeah.
Man, people are really on me for that.
But then, the reveal of Street Fighter 6. The full reveal.
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh my god, it looks good.
Yeah.
I was definitely not expecting to think that. So I'm excited because 5 is a dumpster fire. So
I've heard.
Yes. So I'm excited for that. I know you don't really do the fight and stuff, but also, wait, yeah, when I was watching the trailer, they were like walking around like it's like Yakuza or something. I was like, what the hell is that? I mean, I'm here for that. I'm not gonna play the single player content, but like
that's something for me if I ever wanted to play it.
Yeah, that's something for other people, and that is perfectly fine. I'm like, yes, get them into it. If they don't like just the fighting part, I'm here for that.
Yeah, because like I saw that like the character walking up to a trash can and doing a shuriken.
Yeah, I was like, not for me, but get people into the series, yeah, shit. But like, you have to imagine, like, my first reaction, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on? What is that?"
Because I saw some people were confused for a minute because it said Metro City, and they was like, "Is this a Final Fight game?"
Final Fight,
yeah. Because since they're supposed to be like in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then the other major thing that was revealed was Final Fantasy 16.
Looks like trash. No, it looks great. It looks great. I'm very excited. Yoshi P is working on it. I'm playing Yoshi P's game, Final Fantasy 14. He is the savior of Square Enix, the sole savior. No, there are other people there that are totally saving it, but the fact that he's working on it is awesome. I think Soken is also working on it. He's the guy who makes the music for Final Fantasy 14. So between those two, bro, you're about to get a game. Like,
yeah, it's coming out next year. I didn't think it would make this year. But it looks great, and I love the focus on the summons. I like it when the Final Fantasy stories like focus on them. It makes it feel very grand. And it seems like from the trailer, like, oh yeah, there's these different characters that are attached to those icons, as we found out. The icon spelled with an EIKON.
I'm sure that's a lot weirder to you, and I like, yeah, that makes sense. That it's weird. But to me, I'm just like, yeah, icon.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a 14 in any way. Probably not, but just like with the spelling of icons like that, and it's like, maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. That also means like, oh good, I have more time to play through some of the Final Fantasies before 16. At least the non-MMO ones. I don't think I'll get through the MMO ones.
No. They should honestly just make, again, I've been saying this for a while at this point, they should just make the MMO ones into a movie.
Oh yeah.
Or like some easily digestible single player experience.
Yeah. Didn't they do that with Dragon Quest 10?
Maybe.
I believe they did. They made like a single player version of Dragon Quest 10.
That sounds like something I've heard.
Because like Dragon Quest 10 was an MMO.
Yeah. That sounds right. I just can't completely confirm.
All right. So that's it for news and stuff. So let's go to Q&A. If you have a question, you can either use a super chat or ask us on Twitter. We already have a few super chats here. I'll try to go through as quickly as possible so we don't like go over time too much. From Deli18, asking, you're imitating the King of the Hill intro. What soda or any drink Waterworks 2 would you drink throughout the duration of the intro?
Sprite Zero.
Dang, we can't both be drinking Sprite.
You have Sprite.
I have an
Sprite
empty
Zero.
can of Sundrop right here. That's what I would drink.
Yeah, because I don't drink soda. It's not good for. It makes me feel sluggish and slow. I drink like diet soda because it like at least there's nothing in there that slows me down. So Sprite Zero works for me.
I mean, still as of late, I've been drinking that grapefruit seltzer water.
Yeah,
that's good for me. Like,
yeah, seltzer water is really good for you.
Probably still destroys my teeth, but at least it's healthier. Everyone always said that, like, man, once you stop drinking soda for a little bit, you won't want to drink soda at all. And I was like, well, that was a lie. I want to drink soda all the time.
I think it depends though, like also because like I know like I can't drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi at all. Those fuck me up. Like
dark sodas especially.
Yeah, they make me slow.
Those things, like when you grind your teeth together after drinking like a sip of those, it feels like awful.
Yeah. Never drink those.
Saber, what drink would you drink throughout the King of the Hill intro?
Beer.
Beer? Like a man?
Like a man.
Men don't drink soda.
Brandon
Beer's
King.
probably healthier than soda, to be honest.
Yeah. Wait. I guess it depends on the brand. There are like so many. Brandon King asking, what's your favorite Mike Judge show? Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, or OS?
King of the Hill.
What's OS? What Mike Judge show is called OS? Wait, Office Space? Is that a movie?
Office Space, yeah, he did Office Space.
Yeah.
I asked for my tie and I fuck you up. That's why the guy voices Bill.
Yeah. But King of the Hill, like.
Yeah, King of the Hill, easy.
Great. Malik Webster saying, it was nice to finally meet you all after all these years. I'll definitely be there next year too. Hope to see you again. Yeah, MomoCon was a lot of fun.
Super fun.
Daily Teen asking again, regarding the Simpsons movie, I'll say that the last of its greatness before it fell into mediocrity. It was the last of its greatness before it fell into mediocrity, let alone zombie Simpsons plus with Disney. Yeah. Enigma Prince saying, 7 months strong and I'll still keep going. So what are each of your thoughts on the infamous tweet on how girls graduate from animation? Yeah. That was a thing going around today, and I think last night, of the Cartoon Network, saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna do live action shows for girls because girls graduate from animation or whatever. It was like, that's stupid. Why would you say that?
Cartoon Network said that?
Yeah.
Wait,
literally your network is cartoons.
Yeah, because
was that actually Cartoon?
Yeah,
or
Cartoon
Network
like
did say
like people who work at Cartoon Network.
Amy Friedman.
Yeah.
You have to send me that tweet.
Yeah, here you go. I'll send it to you. It's right here.
Thank you. I gotta get mad. It's my job.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of these like older people that are so much more focused on the marketing aspect of like animation than they are on like the quality.
Poor lad.
And you know the first thing they always say back to you is always going to be what's your grown ass doing watching cartoons and shit like that every fucking time. And it's just like, you really getting bent out of shape over cartoons, bruh. And it's just like, bruh, fuck, I hate you.
Yeah, I saw some people pointing out too about with Lauren Faust how she got screwed over so many times with her new projects that she's trying to get off the ground. It's like Lauren's like still trying to get an animated project off the ground. She has not graduated from animation.
Right. I know, right? It's sad because it's like, well, didn't she have an integral part on Superhero DC Girls?
Yeah,
I know that's not her like thing,
yeah.
but she
she did.
came up with the designs for that. That was good.
Ryan Walterson asking, since this week marks the 20th anniversary of Kim Possible, what are y'all's favorite episodes and characters? I never really watched Kim Possible, so you guys go away.
That was one of my top 10 favorite anime shows. Shigo was my favorite just because I love her snarky attitude and like I
don't remember like individual episodes really. I just
Emotion
remember it more as like a whole.
I like the episode where Shigo turns good because like it was like they got blasted with this beam and it made Shigo turn good because it was like there was an episode earlier where Ron got blasted and turned evil and Draken turned good and like he became he was like, I'm Zorpax the Destroyer, and he would laugh like booyah, and every time he would laugh, he would go, booyah. That was fucking hilarious. And then,
Was there an episode where? No, I'm thinking of a different show entirely. Man, I can't remember individual episodes.
She did cross over with Lilo and Stitch, so that's what you're thinking.
No, I was thinking of like when she joined the cheerleaders, but I was like, wait, that's a different show entirely.
Well, she was a cheerleader.
She was a cheerleader, right? She didn't have to like.
She did tryouts with cheerleaders. She did.
Oh god.
Like there was a whole thing where she was like too advanced because she was fucking Kim Possible and she was just fucking flipping around the place like a kung fu person. So like she was just so much more advanced than the others.
Yeah, no, I'm 30 years old. My memory's going. Like, what's your excuse?
Yeah, but no, it was great. Like I love the ones where Ron learns monkey kung fu, like the finale where he gets like super badass powers was cool. The one where freaking Senor Senior Senior instead of Senor Senior Junior, like first tried to become villains was funny as hell. Like where Ron gets his hairstyle. Like I'll say this, they Flanderized Ron, but like Will Friedle, the voice actor, was saying like he thought that later on Ron's voice sounded better. Like that was like how the character should be. And I was like, I think season 1 was better. It's like, okay, whatever, man.
That's when you remember that actors are also people and they can just have takes that you disagree with.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just like, well, I played this character like this. I prefer it.
I disagree. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right. It's just like I disagree.
Let's see. Toon J asking, you can only watch one movie. It has to be a movie where the title is said and the movie ends once the title is said. What movie do you pick?
Taylor, just say Jurassic Park.
The thing is, like, when Jurassic Park is said, it's like right after they see the Brachiosaurus. It's like, welcome to Jurassic Park. It's like,
so wait, the movie has to end when they say ends. That. Oh, fuck that.
Sorry, read the whole question over again. I didn't quite get it.
You can only watch one movie. It has to be a movie where the title is said and the movie ends once that title is said.
When the title is said.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jack, I was thinking of Jurassic Park. I was like, but that would end pretty soon.
So oh god.
Oh god, I don't know what the answer to that is.
You know the best one.
They never say Ernest and Celestine like together in that movie ever.
You know,
do they ever say Song of the Sea?
Well, no, I don't think they do. I think that's just like a euphemism.
They don't say it, but the thing is, like, it has to be a movie where the title is said.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, like like a horrible one would be Fan 4 Stick. It's like, wow, this is fantastic. That's the end of the movie. Hey guys, I think I know what our name band and the end credits happen. Like, fuck you. The Dark Knight is such a cheating answer because it's like literally the end. Yeah, they say at the very end. Yeah,
well, then that's my answer. What?
Yeah, the Dark Knight. That is such a good answer because it's just like, yeah, they say that the Dark Knight at the very end.
Wow. All right.
Dark Knight.
Let's look at Twitter here. Ozzy asking, what do you think about Sony re-releasing of Morbius this weekend? Because the Morbin Time meme, and then it got bombed at the box office again. Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
No, it's hilarious because, like, it's Saber. Didn't you do a video on this like a while ago, like on like how to kill a meme or some shit? Like I forget. Like I'm probably like dreaming.
6 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, it's just like once Jared Leto got in on the meme, it's like, okay, that takes away.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just like, it's all right, there we go.
Once the meme becomes self-aware, you're like, this isn't fun anymore.
No, exactly. It's a sad thing. I mean, like that's a good way to get if you ever have a problem with bullying, that's a good way to like 8 Mile yourself and just be like, yeah, I'm part of it too. Then it's just like, oh, it takes like the oomph out of it. But like again, like the whole Jared Leto thing, which is like once he got involved, it was just like, okay, yeah, well, the meme's dead.
Yeah. Waddle's asking, with Netflix canceling their animated shows and many more to come, do you think this will mark the end of their own animation department, or do you think they will just go for their third-party developers, or things that they're like putting on the network, or not network, but the streaming service? You know, like they're doing with Hasbro and their properties.
No.
That's a hard call to say. I hope that it doesn't end. I like a lot of Netflix animated things.
Yeah.
I unfortunately cannot read the future. I hope not.
I hope not either. That would be some bullshit.
Yeah. Santa Celine asking, more for Jax. What's your take on One Piece taking a month break for the final saga? Togashi coming back for more Hunter x Hunter, and Berserk returning as well.
That's crazy. Wait. They said that was
baby.
I mean, that's fucking crazy. Wait, they said there's a final arc of One Piece? Is that what they said? Hold on one second.
Did they say that? Like, is it going to end?
No. One Piece will go on 1 month break ahead of its final saga. One Piece. Well, I mean, it would make sense that it was its final saga because of like everything that happened in this arc. Like it was a very like what's the word called when, like penultimate
Mm.
arc, like the way they were able to do things in the way it ended and the way it just concluded. So I figure that does make sense. But yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy because it's just like I've been watching One Piece since 2004, so it's just like the fact that like it's finally like officially nearing the end line. But like end line is such a weird term for it because like their arcs go on for like years at a time. Like freaking yeah, I think like the Wano arc started back in like I want to say 2018 or 19 or something like that. So like now the fact that they just wrapped up now, so it's just like okay, so that's about 3 or 5 more years of One Piece, but still it's insane. The Berserk thing, that's cool. It's a beautiful thing that they're like, okay, we want to keep doing this story just to conclude it, even though like the author sadly passed away recently.
Did he
And
tell anybody about like how it would go on?
yeah, he talked to some people about it. He talked to a few people about how he wanted it to go, but he never made it like clear out there. So I'm curious if he taught them all the stuff that he wanted, or if it's just like they're just sort of gonna wing it. Like that's what I worry about because like the author was such a great artist too. So like that is very, very hard to like follow just if you're gonna bring it back. So it's a very double-edged sword when you're like thinking of it. And yeah, that's great. And then Hunter x Hunter, that's another one where it's just like, wow, he finally came back because like Hunter x Hunter like has that meme name of hiatus x hiatus because he keeps going on hiatuses. Because it's just like he like the sad thing is he keeps getting like injuries or sicknesses where he just can't like so it's like it's honestly like his body's falling apart with certain things and it's like oh that's a shame and he's been working on this since the 90s, so it's just like fuck dude, I hope you're able to finish it. But the fact that he's working on it again, cool, really really cool. So it's awesome that he's able to do it. Hopefully before he goes on hiatus again, which I highly doubt, like they'll be able to add a lot of story points that he wants to do or find a way to wrap it up. But like again, it's just like he's married to the author of Sailor Moon. So like if he ever needed like help with artistry, like she's right there and like she's offered to help before. So I think that would be cool, like if she wants to help him with stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's crazy. I think it's all just very, very crazy how they're doing this stuff. But I hope it all works out for the best for all three.
Okay. Kevin, another question for Jax. Says, you mentioned Transformers Armada, Energon, and Cybertron earlier. Where do those three shows stack for you in terms of your favorites? And then there's another general question for all of us, but I'll let you answer that one first.
Honestly, I remember as a kid, I did enjoy some of Armada, but then when they got to like, I think it was either Energon and Cybertron, I think they switched to like CGI. And I fucking hated it. Like I like the characters were still anime characters, but the Transformers were like CGI, and then like just certain story I just did not like it all. So I remember like I don't remember them fully, but I do remember Armada. I did remember liking Armada as a kid, but I haven't rewatched it in years. But yeah, that's what I would say for that. So what's the second one?
The second question is kind of for all of us. It says, do you guys think that G5's biggest issue that it'll try too hard to be like G4 at times?
Yeah, I'm worried that will happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it might happen in like the first couple of seasons, but then it will come into its own.
They fix them. Yeah, definitely.
I know with the movie, like it does rely a little bit on like, especially in the beginning, where it's like, oh yeah, you see the G4 ponies in the beginning. But it still feels like its own thing. For the show, yeah, I can kind of feel it a little bit, especially with the little villain reveal at the end. So we'll have to see. I think the first couple of seasons it's going to try to be like G4, but then it'll probably come into its own.
Right. But again, we'll see. Like again, it's just one of those situations where we look at the show overall and like if it's not that great, like I think with me now, I'm with a series. If I like I give a show like I try to give it like 5-10 episodes. With this, I'll give it like 10 solid episodes. And again, like if you catch me in those 10, I think that's like fair enough, or like maybe a season, like just to see it. But yeah. I'm at this point now with shows where it's like if you're not grabbing me within this time frame, I don't want to be like, oh, well, it gets really good around this point. It's just like time is really precious to me. So it's just like it's one of those situations where
don't
I
worry.
want it to be good.
We'll be forced to watch it.
Oh no, it's not, and like if you're again, like I'll just look at it like as it is, but I'll like see it, but it's just like if it's good, cool. If it's not, then it's just like, oh well, like I can just watch other stuff. But it's like it's not something where I'm just like, oh, I can't believe they failed ponies. It's just like, no, just next generation. Like I've seen this happen with so many series I love. It's just that's what it is.
And then last question here. Favorite moment from MomoCon this year?
Definitely not that pizza shop. Fuck them.
Oh yeah.
Fuck them.
we didn't talk about that. Yeah, Jax ordered pizza like around like 9 p.m. or whatever.
And and they sent like 4 different people to pick it up, but they just kept switching out drivers. And then they were like, oh, this shop is closed. You can't order from here. And it took like 2 hours to order it. So I was like, fuck you. And then I switched over to DoorDash, and DoorDash was just like, here you go. Here's the shop. Boom, 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 boom. We got
the pizza at 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m. That's so fucking stupid.
That was when we ate dinner. 1 a.m.
1 a.m. So
Jax was very frustrated.
I was like,
pissed. You were not laughing at any jokes.
Yeah, I was mad. I was just very livid. I was just like, you can't believe this shit. I waited for that.
I was like, bro, you good?
I was hangry, and I was just like, everyone's just like having a good time, and I'm just like, I just want to get y'all food. Like that's what it was. But yeah, that was
favorite moment. Probably still Jackson Katie's panel. I don't know why, they're just very fun.
Oh, thank you. That's fun.
You're just fucking talking. Like and the audience is in there, just
enjoying the time. Yeah, I love that. I love the weird. Those are always one of my favorite panels to do. So super cool.
All right. Anybody else?
What was your favorite moment, Billy?
I'm trying to think.
Master Pass?
That was fun.
Cartoon Court?
Cartoon Court was it was very last minute, but we were able to do it. That was very fun. Of course, just like running into people. I did also enjoy the Brawny panel that I put on. That was fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Saber, you have a favorite moment?
Whose line was a lot of fun and anxious.
Were you anxious?
Oh yeah, I was terrified. But highlight would have to be, and typically is, just all the people who hit me up and make me blush by telling me how much they enjoy my content, and just a really humbling experience. So that always hits me, and I was particularly sensitive that weekend, so it hit me even more so. So it was that was definitely the highlight. Also, I guess going to Waffle House like 4 a.m. with Matt, Tom, and Race.
I thought the way that you were starting that sentence, I thought you were about to say like kind of like a shittery kind of thing. So I was getting ready to like counter shitter you, like when people walked up and they said you had a nice cock, and then you're like when they complimented me, and I was like, oh shit, I'm glad I did not fucking.
Well, I didn't say they didn't compliment me about my fat cock. So
yeah,
right. I actually did have a moment I was thinking of when we were doing the autographs, and like me, Jackson, Race were beside Saber, and like Saber was like getting the most people. And like what Race would do, he got this little flyer from some guy passing out a flyer for a game. And whenever Saber would get somebody to sign something, or get
them.
No, whenever Saber had someone come up to him to get something signed, and not to any of us, we would sign that piece of paper. And yeah,
I have that in my office. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was like, oh, Saber's signing something. We're gonna sign this.
That was fun.
It was like completely covered in ink. One last super chat from Deli18 here saying any pet peeves with going to cons in general.
Flying there.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. It's just so annoying. I wish like teleportation was just a thing, or like it's just like when I go to a con. Also, I just want my room to be ready too. Like I hate that whole thing of like sometimes there's just like, oh, you have to wait like 6 hours for your room to be ready.
I am so glad my room was ready when I got to Winnie City, because I got to Winnie City at like 8 a.m.
Right.
And they said like, oh yeah, your room's ready. I was like, oh thank God. I can
Well,
sleep because like I got up
I...
super early in the morning to get there.
Pet peeves with going to cons? I feel like I'm sure I have one, but none are coming to mind. Like, if the con and themselves and the con goers? Not really. Oh no, there's one. Please shower. Fuck, dude. Like, god damn it.
Right. No, that is true. Like, deodorant is not a shower, people.
It's not.
Really not a shower.
Amplify your stank. I'm like really. Oh.
No, I don't get it. Like sometimes it's just like there's some times where it's just like you go to a con and I guess there's that. Hopefully, I like that everyone was wearing masks and stuff like that and chill and stuff like that. But it's just sometimes it's like you smell or like there's certain social cues. It's just like you don't pick this up, like, and it's just like, dude, I'm not trying to be rude, but that's not how you do things or something like that. I mean, like that's just annoying stuff. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like I know exactly the thing you're talking about too. But it's just like, bro, stop.
Yeah, stop.
Please.
Just take a shower. It's not that hard. It takes 5 minutes. Take a shower, 5 minutes. Use the stuff. Easy stuff. We do it. I guess another pet peeve that I have is just like I mean, that's not really a pet peeve. I mean, I honestly, I enjoy when they all work out. So I'm not gonna like I love when we all go out to eat with friends and we all have like, if we have like a large number of people, we somehow get a table. Like that is nice. But I just like the whole process of like setting it up. Like, are you coming? Do you want to go? Do something like that.
Yeah.
It's just like
it was very, very hard at MomoCon to like try to get everybody.
Yeah, because we had like 14 different people. So
yeah, because like everybody was there. Whereas like with when we were at Winnie City, it was like, oh yeah, it was just me, you, and Race, and like somebody else sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes Joe, sometimes Cowboy Dave, and that was it.
So it was much easier to plan out like dinner plans.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, that'll be the last question. The next podcast is going to be on the 20th, and we'll be talking about Jurassic World Dominion and Lightyear, which also comes out next week.
Cool. Nice.
So we will see you then. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Bye.
Bye.